I am Akansha P.S. Vishwakarma, Assistant Professor, Index Institute of Pharmacy, Malwanchal University, Indore, Madhya Pradesh. Role of individual in preserving natural resources for their equitable maintenance. Natural resources that occur naturally and meet the desires of the entire living beings are known as natural resources. The resources are considered valuable in their relatively unmodified natural form. A commodity is generally considered a natural resource when the primary activities associated with it are extraction and purification as opposed to creation. All the natural resources come from environment. Some of them are essential for our survival, while most of them are essential for satisfying our wants. A country's economic standing and independence are based on long term sales of its natural resources, also known as commodities, to other nations. Today, population explosion and increases in man's greedy nature have become the main cause for exploitation of natural resources. हाँ बैठ जा मैं तो यहीं ठीक हूँ Classification of natural resources. Natural resources are classified into two types basing on their origin. There are biotic and abiotic. Biotic, these are also known as the living resources. These are the renewable resource and include the plants and animals. For an example, biotic resources are forests, plants, animals, birds, fish, and marine organisms. Mineral fuels can be, but not always are, regarded as biotic resources since they are derived from or product from decayed organic matter. Abiotic. Abiotic resources are resources that are non-living. These resources fall into the larger category of natural resources which occur naturally in the environment and are not created or produced by humans or human activity. Examples are minerals, water, land, energy, resources, etc. basing on their availability. Natural resources are classified into two types: renewable resource and non-renewable resource. Natural resource divide into two types: renewable and non-renewable. Renewable resource includes hydroelectric, wind, solar, geothermal, tidal, and biodiesels. And non-renewable includes uranium, natural gas, oil, and coal. Renewable resources. A renewable resource is a natural resource with the ability to reproduce through biological or natural process and replenished with the passage of time. Renewable resources are part of our natural environment and form our ecosystem. Renewable resources are those whose supply becomes available for use at different time intervals and in which present use does not diminish future supply. Tree and plant, biomass, water, and wildlife are a few renewable natural resources. Renewable resources have low carbon emission, therefore, they are considered as green and environment friendly. Non renewable resources. A non renewable resource is a natural resource which cannot be reproduced, grown, generated, or used on a scale which can sustain its consumption rate. Once depleted, there is no more available for future needs. Non-renewable resources are not environmental friendly and can have serious effect on our health. Non-renewable resources will expire someday and we have to use our endangered resource to create more non-renewable resource of energy. Non-renewable resources release toxic gases in the air when burnt, which are the major cause for global warming. For an example, for non-renewable resources are fossil fuels, natural gas, oils, and coals. Types of natural resources. Different types of natural resources are forest resource, water resource, mineral resource, food resource, land resource, and energy resources. Forest resources. Forest resources are classified into tropical forest, temperate forest, coniferous forest. Treats to forest resource deforestation. Process of cutting down the trees in arid, semi-arid, most regions is known as deforestation. Causes for deforestation are timber extraction, dam construction, cultivation, mining, pollution, etc.
The resilience of the older one is rooted in the ethics of the environmentalism and the wealth of the vessels.
Measures to control deforestation.
There is encouraging
Implement
clear
afforestation
and
programs.
sunlight
Overgrazing of cattle should be reduced. Control the cattle should be reduced. Control the use of paper. Forest Conservation Act should be strictly implemented.
ground at the bottom of the
Recycle and buy recycled product.
is there for from a single
When a tree is cut, one plant should be grown in order to maintain balance.
government and instead
Educate people on ecological value of tree, reduce use of timber, plant,
mechanical
provide alternate fuel to the forest, fringe poor people to reduce pressure on firewood for daily needs.
jacket tube having a length
Now, water resources. Threats to water resources.
to one so that a
First, dumping industrial waste. Second, dumping pesticides and organic waste. Third, eutrophication. Fourth, biomagnification. Fifth, thermal pollution. Sixth, oil spills.
a film of liquid flow on the walls and recess up the tube
Measures to conserve water resources.
film evaporator.
Rainwater harvesting must be done. Sewage treatment should be implemented. Use drip irrigation for shrubs and trees to apply water directly to the roots where it's needed. Use a water efficient shower head. There are inexpensive, easy to install, and can save you up to 750 gallons per month. Look for products bearing the EPA water sensor label for items that been certified to save 20% or more without sacrificing performance.
Ultimately,
Water saving steam sterilizer for use in hospitals and healthcare facilities.
increasing the width of the tube and
Improve water management practices and reduce or enhance the beneficial use of water. Mineral resources. A mineral resource is a concentration of occurrence of what minerals material of intrinsic economic interest in or on the earth crust in such form quality and quantity that there are responsible prospects for eventual economic extractions. Mineral resources are classified into metallic and non-metallic.
constructions the metal
Metallic examples are iron, aluminium, copper, gold, etc. Non-metallic examples are coal, gypsum, silica, limestone, etc. Threat of mining, distribution to mantle layer, earthquakes, tsunami, drawing of land, deforestation, acid amine drainage. Conservation methods, implantation of biomining leaching technology, enhanced oil recovery, use of biofuels, surface mining control and Reclamation Act should be strictly implemented. Mining activities should be done under strict supervision of authorities. The mined out areas have to be backfilled and, and then rehabilitable for development of vegetation. Food resources. Food is any substance consumed to provide nutritional support for the body. It is usually of plant or animals origin and contain essential nutrients such as carbohydrate, fats, protein, vitamin or minerals. The substance is injected by an organism and assimilated by the origin's cells in an effort to produce energy, maintain life, or stimulate growth. Conservation of food resource implement the following method to get chemical free food. Organic farming, it is a process in which both modern and traditional methods of farming are used. Mulching. Mulching is a process of adding or layering dry leaves. Composting. Composting is a conservation of complex materials into simpler ones with the help of microorganisms. Uses of green manure. Crop rotation method. Trace counter farming. Land resources. All wealth come from the land. Land occupies nearly 20% of the Earth's surface. It covers around 1300 million hectares of the area. The houses, roads, and factories occupy nearly one third of the land. The forests occupy another one third of the land. The rest of land is used for ploughing and for meadows and pastures. The soil forms the surface layer of land which covers more than the 80% of land. Conservation of land resources. Measures to overcome soil erosion. First, biological control. Updating of soil is some living system to improve fertility. They are first mulching, second polyculture, third crop rotation. Second is mechanical control, which is first counter plugging is a measure to conserve our land. By this method, the fields are plugged, harrowed, and sown along the natural counter of the hills. Second, by tracing method. A series of wide steps are made along the slope following the counters. This method is very common in rice growing regions. Third, by educating, informing, and sanitizing all landholders about various aspects of these precious resources and their sustainable use. Fourth, under the afforestation and reforestation programs, planting of trees, bushes, and grass help to check the soil erosion. Fifth, strict actions are taken to check reckless felling of trees and overgazing. Sixth, shelter belts row of trees are planted on the margins of desert areas to check the fury of wind. Seventh, construction of dams and gully trap include included the water harvesting. This image shows the shelter belts. Energy resources. Energy is the capacity to do work and is required for life processes. An energy resource is something that can produce heat, power life, move objects, or produce electricity. Matter that store energy is called a fuel. Energy resources are classified into two ways. There are renewable resource and non-renewable resource. Renewable energy and non-renewable energy. Renewable energy, solar energy, wind energy, tidal energy, geothermal energy, etc. And the non-renewable energy are coals, petrol, diesels, etc. Conservation of energy resources. CFLs use 60% less energy than a regular bulb. This simple switch will save about 300 pounds of carbon dioxide a year. Change your travel behavior. Think more in terms of public transportation. If possible, walk or ride your bicycle instead of taking the car. Turn off lights and appliances when you are not using them. Use energy saving light bulbs. Use a microwave instead of a stove to reheat food. Use rechargeable batteries instead of disposable batteries. Install skylights in the roof or walls to reduce the need for artificial lighting. Plant shades, trees, and paint your house a light color if you live in a warm climate, or a dark color if you live in a cold climate. Reduction in energy use resulting from shade trees and appropriate painting can save up to 2.4 tons of CO2 emission per year. Each tree also directly absorbs about 25 points of CO2 from the air annually. Don't overload refrigerator. They operate more efficiently when circulation is not re- restricted. Let's save the world. Save earth, save plants, go green. Thank you.